you're having trouble finding that perfect gift for a loved one, a Portland Spirit cruise is a great option because Portland Spirit gift cards never expire and are valid on any cruise they sell, which includes my personal favorites, Wine on Water, Seven Wonders of the Gorge, and their very popular happy hour and dinner cruises. I've personally gone on a few Portland Spirit cruises and highly recommend them to anyone who loves boats and being on the water. Head over to portlandspirit.com for all the details. That's portlandspirit.com. We're hitting that time of year again when we start hosting guests for the holidays. And I know when I have family visiting, sometimes I just want to grab a quick bite before we head out for a long day of exploring. So today on CityCast Portland, we're revisiting a conversation I had with producers John Atariani, Julia Fiaioni, and you, our listeners, about Portland's best breakfast sandwiches. Let's see if your favorites made the list. It's Monday, December 15th. I'm Claudia Meza, and this is what Portland's talking about. Before we start today's episode, I just wanted to share a big thank you to everyone who became a CityCast Portland neighbor last week. Your support means the world to us, and we can't wait to share your shout-outs on the show and meet you at a member event. Our membership campaign officially wrapped on Friday, but here's the truth. We didn't quite reach our goals. If just 20 of you listening right now joined, we'd meet them and head into the new year knowing this show has the support to keep going strong. In 2026, we're betting big on locals, so we have some exciting changes coming to the show, and we will need more resources. But it's all worth it because we know it's the stories and conversations that happen right here at home that have the most power to connect and shape us. So we really need your support to help us stick around and make all that happen. Join us at membership.citycast.fm. That's membership.citycast.fm. It's just $10 a month, which is like what? Less than 2 matcha lattes. And we still do have those beanies to give away if that sweetens the deal. All right, breakfast sandwiches. Let's get into it. John, Julia, so good to have the crew back together.
I know.
Yay,
We've been on so
right?
many vacations. We missed each other.
I know. And now we're doing the Lord's work. We're helping break down what Portlanders seem to be struggling with the most these days, where to get a decent breakfast sandwich.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
It's such an important topic.
It really is. I know you guys brought some of your favorite picks to share, and we also asked our listeners and newsletter readers for their recs. But I have to be honest, I am not a big breakfast sandwich person. Like my coffee, I tend to make everything at home. That being said, I have had some breakfast sandwiches in Portland that I still think about to this day, you know? So I will be relying on our listener submissions for my picks because I don't even have the authority of passion. But I know people are serious about their breakfast sandwiches around here, and I'm just not going to fake it. So you guys, I want everyone to know that John and Julia are the experts here.
Thank you.
Before we get into it, let's talk about what makes a perfect breakfast sandwich. Like, what are you guys thinking? What are the components? Because I'll be honest, I read a lot of the submissions and it was just like egg, sausage, cheese, egg, sausage, cheese, egg, sausage, cheese.
Yeah.
So I don't.
Yeah, I think that's it. I mean, I think the beauty of a breakfast sandwich is variations on a theme, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So there are like breakfast sandwich people and there are brunch people. And I'm like such a breakfast sandwich person.
Me
I want to
too.
have a sandwich handed to me when it's early and I'm tired and I'm cranky. And I want it to just like be perfect.
Okay. I will have to say, though, if there is no sauce on the sandwich, it is like disappointing in a memorable way. I can think of all
Absolutely.
the times where I've had a dry breakfast sandwich and it's a morning ruiner. So that's a must-have component for me is really good sauce.
Absolutely
And a lot
agree.
of it.
Yeah. I will fuck up a brunch. So let's get into our picks. Julia, perfect segue because we will be talking about the breakfast sandwiches that have the best sauces here in Portland.
Mm-hmm.
And Julia, why don't you just jump in because you seem to have opinions.
Oh, I do. So this one's a sneaky favorite, and this was recommended to me by my friend Savannah, who's like a breakfast sandwich enthusiast. And this is the Pie Spot. And I think it's a sneaky favorite because people wouldn't expect to go there to get a breakfast sandwich. It's a spot that's known for their pies, obviously. It's on Northeast 24th in my neighborhood, and it just so happens to be a really great area to walk around. So if you're out on a weekend morning, it's the perfect place to just start your day. There's a lot of shops around there and other places to eat. But the sandwich, it's very simple. It's made on a homemade English muffin that they do in-house. It's egg, it's cheese. You can add sausage, or my favorite part, Spam, or both. I typically get it with Spam, which is so tasty. And of course, they have something called Hank's sauce, which is made in-house. And for me, it's like the equivalent of what you would use on French fries, like a fry sauce, but for a breakfast sandwich. It's $7. It's perfect. I wouldn't change a thing. It's one of my favorites by far.
I need you to know that you're not alone because we had several people reach out to me on Instagram about how much they love Pie Spot. They noted the homemade English muffin. Some of them were like, can you explain perfection? Jenna Bikes, actually, who's been on the show, wrote, you have to add the house-made breakfast sausage and it comes with a yummy sauce on it, which I think is the one that you're talking about, I'm assuming. And I was wondering what was in it, so thank you.
Yeah.
What about you, John?
Yeah. So another interesting point, I do think that more than almost any other food, the best breakfast sandwich is the one that's closest to you when you need it. You know? So for me, my favorite sauce on a breakfast sandwich, I have to give to the Great North, which is mostly a coffee shop. It's got a handful of different locations around town, one on Alberta, one on Burnside. But in all my years of living in St. John's, I was a total devotee of that sandwich. Pretty simple, English muffin, ham, egg, Tillamook cheese, but they make like a house-made chimichurri sauce that goes on it.
What?
So it's like sort of fresh and like a little bit tangy, Because I think that sometimes a breakfast sandwich can feel a little bit heavy first thing in the morning.
For sure.
But this one, it's hearty, but it also is sort of zesty.
Oh, amazing.
You're right about the tanginess. That's key.
I want to shout out another listener favorite for best sauce, which was fried egg, I'm in love. People talked about the Yoko Ono, something kind of similar to what you were saying, John. They have a homemade pesto in the Yoko Ono, which have you had? Because I feel like you've had fried egg, I'm in love, right?
The Yoko Ono was a toss-up between those two. I also love the Yoko Ono.
Yeah, someone also shouted out the egg Zeppelin.
Yeah, the egg Zeppelin, that's like the sausage one. And it has an aioli that they call the holy aioli on it, which is also super good.
John, there was also a Hey Portland newsletter reader who wanted to shout out the Great North too. This is from April R. And she says, I love a good breakfast sandwich and my go-to favorite has to be the Great North on West Burnside. What makes it unique and also my favorite is the chimichurri sauce. It's unique and bright and complements the Olympia Provisions ham so well, not to mention they use Dos Hermanos bread. You can't go wrong.
Well, John, you were saying how like you want a sandwich first thing in the morning. And immediately when I thought of it was like, okay, so this is like definitely going to be a hangover cure for some. So I want to hear your picks for the best breakfast sandwich that will just be what you need if you wake up hungover.
Okay, so this one I picked because of the whole experience. It's less about the sandwich itself. So this is Kind Coffee on Southeast Belmont, and they're in a food cart pod. So they're a food cart themselves. And they not only have solid bagel breakfast sandwiches, but they also do homemade cannolis. And they have a full-on espresso machine inside the cart as well. And this is a hangover cure spot for me because the ingredients are simple. It's outdoors, which personally that helps me manage nausea when I'm hungover. And the folks operating the cart, at least when I went, felt like your cool aunt that's like a little bit mean to you, but in a tasteful way, which like I think is really refreshing when you're hungover. Because last time I went with one of my friends, we were both wearing like these kind of ridiculous windbreakers that were all like just wild colors. And they made some pretty funny comments about like growing up through the 90s because we didn't. And it was so memorable in this sweet way. And it made me immediately feel at home. So I don't know. I just think it's like the perfect healthy dose of humbling you need after a night out. So it would definitely be my hangover pick for sure.
What about you, John?
Julia, I think you are younger than me, which probably means you get milder hangovers than I do at this point in my life. Because when I'm hungover, I do not want to leave the house. I want something that is going to come to me. And I think that the ultimate like delivery breakfast sandwich is a Pine State biscuit. This place has been around for a long time. There's several locations all over, but like since it's a biscuit, it's really hearty and it stands up super well to delivery. My go-to is the Reggie, which is like an egg, bacon, cheddar, fried chicken covered in gravy.
Oh, shit.
So you get that delivered to your house, pick it up, eat it in your bathrobe, and then go back to bed for 3 hours. That is like
God.
the hangover cure for me.
Oh, man. I wanted to share two places from some listeners. One was actually mirroring yours, Kind Coffee. Lauren K wrote, hands down, the sausage, egg, and cheese on any of the bagels. Which I mean, do they have bagels? Is that what's
yeah, their thing
where
is
are the bagels from?
I don't know where they're from, but I know
Okay.
they're good.
Just curious.
Right.
Another kind of like sausagey biscuit one is from Janafe. I mean, that's the IG handle here. It's Podna's barbecue biscuit sandwich. It's only available on the weekends, only $7. I saw a picture and it looked really good.
I didn't know that Podna's does breakfast stuff. That's a good tip. That's not too far from me.
Yeah, well, it's a sausage, egg, and cheese on a biscuit. And like, I mean, that's why I was like, oh, imagine that, sausage, egg, and cheese again. But it looked so good. So I'd love to hear a report from you, John, after you try that.
I will stand at attention. I will take on this reporting assignment for the good of the team. Yeah.
I also have one more from Hey Portland newsletter reader, PDM, and they say, I love the Reuben breakfast sandwich at Fehrenbacher Hof. Hidden gem, egg, cheese, tomato, corned beef with Reuben sauce. Best hangover food ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Reuben
Yeah.
sauce.
That'll work.
Yes.
Listener Percy also threw in that and said you have to get it with the corned beef. And they also have the options of adding avocado, a veggie patty, or ham. So that just seems pretty like, well,
Lots of
Covering all the
options.
bases.
yeah, it covers all the bases. Well, guys, I'm getting hungry.
I know.
This is not cool. All right. Well, let's take a quick break here. When we come back, let's go into the more untraditional flavors and combinations. Colder weather is coming, and with it, higher energy use. So if you're like me and are looking for ways to lower your electric bill this winter, PGE's customer dashboard makes it so easy to stay in control. Using your dashboard, you can track where your energy is going, see what's driving its use, and discover personalized tips to make helpful adjustments. All you have to do is log in or create an account, then use the Home Energy Analysis tool to update your home profile, and in just a few minutes, you're going to get suggestions tailored to your home and lifestyle. And while you're there, you can also sign up for paperless billing and explore other energy shifting programs recommended just for you. Go check it out at portlandgeneral.com/my-dash. That's portlandgeneral.com/my-dash. If you're a home DIYer like me, you might have a few leftover paint cans gathering dust in your basement. Or maybe your house already came with a bunch of them like mine did. So I'm happy to share that Paint Care makes recycling your leftover paint, stain, and varnish simple and easy with convenient drop-off locations as close as your local hardware store. Paint Care has 3 simple rules for painting smarter. 1, buy the right amount of paint for the job. 2, use up leftover paint. And 3, recycle the rest. If you visit paintcare.org/3 simple rules, you'll find tips on how to do all 3. Buying the right amount of paint for your project, exploring DIY ideas for how to use up leftover paint, and also just look up the nearest drop-off site in your neighborhood. Paint Care is all about keeping it simple for Oregonians. Sometimes the best gift you can give your loved ones, especially older family members not brain rotting online like the rest of us, is a window into your life. Auraframes helps keep your family close during the holidays by making it easy to share photos from anywhere using their app and their beautiful digital picture frames. I'm talking unlimited photos and videos sent straight to an interactive photo frame that literally anyone can use. And every Auraframe comes packaged in a premium gift box with no price tag. For a limited time, you can save on the perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com to get $35 off their best-selling Carver matte frames named #1 by Wirecutter by using promo code CityCast at checkout. That's auraframes.com, promo code CityCast. This deal is exclusive to our listeners and frames sell out fast, so order yours now to get it in time for the holidays. Support the show by mentioning us at checkout. Terms and conditions apply. All right, guys, so what would be your pick for a fancy breakfast sandwich? Or just one that you're just like, well, I mean, this is a sandwich.
Okay, this one is near and dear to my heart. I'm talking about Dawnbringer, and I know just from the folks that wrote in that this is a very popular spot. So
yeah.
this is another food cart open Monday through Friday on North Vancouver. It's a queer-owned spot, and the English muffins are homemade, some of the best I've had in Portland by far. And they have something called the morning muffin, which I've mentioned on the show before because I love it so much. It's a breakfast sandwich made with tinned fish, kale, avocado, miso, scallions, and cream cheese. So very out there. I honestly love going to this spot because they're right next to Irving Park. So I go to the food cart, pick up the sandwiches to go, and walk on over to the park to hang out there and eat, which is so sweet for a weekend morning. But they do sell out early a lot of the time. So if you want to go, I would recommend getting there early.
Man.
I think when you brought this up the first time on the show, Julia, I hadn't had this sandwich, but this is in my neighborhood now.
You have
so,
to go.
No, I have. I did.
Okay,
I went a month or so
Okay,
ago,
okay.
and I had the tin fish sandwich, and it was freaking awesome.
Yes.
Also, this is completely unsubstantiated, and I might be blowing them up, and I don't know if this is true, but my barber told me that
Well, it's got to be true.
if you happen to go there on a day when they're having a particularly slow day, they might just like give you a discount just because.
You know what? I feel like we're setting up Dawnbringer for a lot of annoyance coming up.
Yeah.
They're just like, so.
But John's barber said, I swear, where's the discount?
You can reach John at john.notria
Exactly, yeah. I will
at
take any
citycast.fm.
blowback on that tip.
That's so funny. Well, like I said, I'm not a big breakfast sandwich person, but I do occasionally like a good bagel. And so I was just near Sincerely Bagel. And I had never heard of this place, didn't know much about it, but I found out that it was opened by this Korean dude who moved here from Brooklyn. And he was like an investment banker. And it's not like a 20-year-old who opened this place, but this was like a thing that he always wanted to do. So I went in because I saw that they had a kimchi and cheese bagel.
Oh my God.
And I was like, what's going on here? So I go in. There's a chili crisp bagel. There's just all these flavors that I'm like, I've never had in a bagel. So, because I was curious, I was like, hey, what would you recommend? And they were just like, well, my favorite bagel right now is the rosemary olive oil and some sort of like fancy salt bagel. And I was like, okay, let's do that. And I got to tell you guys, it was one of the best bagels I've ever had in all of Portland. It was phenomenal. And also it just come out.
Oh my
Like you could tell they just come out of the oven. So they toasted it a little bit. They put some scallion cheese, and then they have like these steamed egg patties.
Oh my
like you can
God.
see they're just beautiful, perfect egg. And I was
Fluffy.
like, oh my God. So I'm not the only one. Nicole R. wrote, I always get the egg, cheese, and cream cheese. Today I got the chili crisp bagel with egg, cheese, and scallions. So good. Can't go wrong. All of their specialty bagels are so, so good. And I just wanted to share that with you because, like, what?
You've got me on their Instagram, and it looks delicious.
I just can't believe I haven't gone to this spot yet because you'd mentioned it's right next to the
next
pie
to-
spot. That just
Yeah,
goes
right
to
next
show
to
you
it,
how
Julia.
mesmerizing the pie spot is for me because I'm like, nothing else is here. This is all that there is.
Yeah, on the fancier end, I feel like I just want to shout out somewhere that I feel like I'm always shouting out on the show, but Cafe Ollie's breakfast sandwich is super good. So Cafe Ollie's sort of, in the theme of an all-day cafe. It's on Northeast MLK. They do breakfast and lunch and dinner. They also have a brunch on the weekend. But their breakfast sandwich is just like so simple and beautiful. It's like sausage, fried egg, hot sauce, mayo, cheddar, and a really good bun, right? They're not like reinventing the wheel, but every single component of it is so perfectly dialed in. If you want a breakfast sandwich, but you're with somebody who wants to like a Claudia who wants to like crush a brunch, you can have it both ways at Cafe Ollie.
Oh, I
super,
love
super
that.
great.
I do love crushing a brunch. I also just wanted to shout out because there's I don't know if you guys know this, but we're becoming a bagel city. There's more and more.
Slowly,
It was
yeah.
I feel like 10, 15 years ago, John, back me up here. It was so hard to find a bagel.
Yeah, yeah.
And also like when they would come out, they were like discs. They were
like
flat
flat
little,
little-
they were
I
little
know.
guys.
Yeah. I grew up with bagels too, and you would get one and, people be really excited about this bagel, and you're like,
Same here. I mean, not to be like Portland, we don't want to tell you that we're not doing something good here, but like John and I are from places where there were bagels. We had a very strong community of bagel makers, let's put it that way. I wanted to shout out just Henry Higgins. Lucy W. wrote, that's my favorite breakfast sandwich. everything bagel, egg, double bacon, and pepper jack. They have a wide menu. And I've actually been to Henry Higgins. I can attest. It was a good bagel. There's also Dom wrote Puddletown Bagels.
Yeah.
Has an amazing lox bagel and a fantastic sausage, egg, and cheese. Imagine that combo. What about you? You're nodding, so you're into Puddletown?
I co-sign on Puddletown. Yeah,
Okay.
I like what they're doing.
What do you? I like what they're doing over there.
I like what they're doing with the bagels and the sandwiches. Again, we're not reinventing the wheel. It's just a good-ass bagel sandwich.
What's your bagel order? I'm curious. Everyone's got theirs.
If I'm with someone else, I will go half and half. And I'll have half like a traditional sausage, egg, and cheese. And then a half, either like a lox bagel or something a little bit fresher.
God, if there is a lox bagel on the menu, it's so hard for me to say no. But if I want something really simple that's not going to be as messy as a lox bagel, say I'm like taking the bus or something, I usually get a cheese bagel with cream cheese and scallions. Just cheese it out. I don't know what it is. I just love the experience of like crunchy cheese on the outside and cold cheese on the inside. I would recommend. Literally anywhere can do that well too. It's a very safe bet. But I do have 2 more audience picks from our Hey Portland newsletter readers. This one's from Catherine M. And they say, the heartless artichoke at the Tin Shed Cafe and Garden. It's my favorite because it's served on grilled sourdough and has an ooey gooey warm melty cheese center combined with artichoke hearts. It's beyond amazing on the crunch meter and makes my taste buds sing. I love that so much. And another one from Kelly. Rome's at the PSU Farmers Market, egg and sausage roti roll from the secret menu. A secret menu. It's got an Asian slaw and unbelievable flavor.
That sounds amazing.
A roti roll?
All of these places too
Dude.
I have not heard of. I'm so excited to go and try all of these.
Yeah. Well, before we wrap up and just end on a ton of recommendations from our listeners and readers, I want to know, what are your picks for best all around?
I've been sort of holding out my favorite pick, which is actually right by Dawnbringer, Julia. Better Half, which is on North Fremont. They're pretty new. They opened in July 2020, doing breakfast and lunch. They close at 3:30 in the afternoon. And they've got a bunch of different breakfast sandwiches that are all super good. They've got a classic sausage, egg, and cheese. They have a roasted broccolini sandwich.
What?
Breakfast sandwich with a
love
pesto
broccolini.
aioli. It's
Oh
super
my
good.
God.
But my go-to is they've got this breakfast ciabatta sandwich that is cheddar, sausage, avocado, and aioli. Plus, and I think that this is the killer app, a hash brown patty on it.
Oh my God.
It is just I talk about breakfast sandwich perfection. It is the perfect sandwich. And it's freaking huge. It is 2 meals. You cannot eat it in one sitting.
wow.
It's amazing. I am just obsessed with this breakfast sandwich. Also, and I will say their lunch sandwiches are incredible too. So when I was moving into my current house, I had a couple friends help me to just move my crap in. And I bought them lunch from Better Half. And the sandwiches were so good, they were thanking me. They were thanking me. And then I'm you guys hauled all my stuff. They're no, these sandwiches are so good. Yeah.
That's so funny.
Well, Samantha L., a listener, also agrees with you, and she said that her better half pick is the maple and Cholula, but she does vegan, and that they do make their own English muffins.
Oh my gosh.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
Who's out here making their own English muffins? Everyone, it seems.
I guess so. I had no idea. And to go back to my all-time favorite, Dawnbringer, no surprise there.
Who would have known?
Because I have to mention, they do have some regular sandwiches. It's not all just funky stuff. One of my other favorites is the Twilight Tasty. It's bacon and sausage, cheddar cheese, scrambled egg, and their house-made chili mayo. Everything is perfect about this. And it's packed in between these very squishy, but also perfectly toasted homemade English muffins. And Hey Portland newsletter reader Joel MN does agree with me. They said, Dawnbringer breakfast sandwich, tasty, simple, and the sauce in the sandwich is unbeatable. So that would have to be my best all around.
And you guys, I know I was breakfast sandwich, but I do want to shout out 2 of us in the St. John's beer porch. I feel like that one gets overlooked a lot, and they might have some of the best breakfast sandwiches. Their specials are always insane. And I just want to just read you one. It is the firecracker. It's a fried egg, jack cheese, bacon, crispy fried cherry peppers, sofrito, which is, they're just out here making sofrito, aioli, and on a homemade everything bun. And they'll just have these things that they'll just like switch out. Like they'll have a hash brown patty, they'll have house pickled jalapeno cream cheese.
Oh my God.
They're just, I mean, they're really doing it well, you know? John, you lived like a block away from there.
I lived around the corner from there, and I would say if I didn't know that you were certainly going to pick two of us, it would have been on my list because it is like absolutely like some of the best stuff, and they go so hard on specials. They just like get into it. I mean, I feel like they made like. I'm trying to think of some of the stuff I've had there over the years. I feel like they did like some sort of like a turkey and gravy special around Thanksgiving. They will like make entire huge vats of food and then like sort of meter them out on specials over the course of a week. It's so good.
Wow.
Yeah, and these are like breakfast sandwiches. Like there's some one with like fried plantains.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's just crazy. Like I just wanted to shout them out. One, because they're a local business. Two, because like that is literally when I do have a hankering for a breakfast sandwich, I just ride my bike there. And I've never been disappointed. I've actually been like, oh my God. Like, I remember the first time I had a sandwich there, I was like, holy shit, this is a good
I can't make this at home.
Exactly. The other one I wanted to shout out, just RIP, Street Disco. Deep and Foster Powell used to do brunch. They would make a McGriddle dupe that I still mourn. The fluffiest eggs, the most delicious, like sweet, savory bun. Oh my God, I'm still like RIP.
Claudia, you do love a breakfast sandwich.
It was brunch.
It was brunch.
I had it at 11:30 with a mimosa, and it was great. But anyhow, I wanted to shout out a few honorable mentions from some of our listeners and newsletter readers. And let me start it off with Stephen O. Shouts out Drip Drop Coffee. And he writes that they make an amazing waffle, egg, cheese, and sausage sandwich. It's phenomenal. Also based, General Store has a smoked pork belly egg breakfast sandwich that is so rich and delicious.
I have one here from Bethany A, and they're shouting out Grand Central Bakery, their sausage biscuit sandwich with tomato relish.
Yeah, I want to grab one from Brendan C, who had a bunch of picks, but one that I want to co-sign, which is on my long list, is Ben and Esther's. That's on Russell, like right next door to the Wonder Ballroom. And their stuff is super, super good. He likes the sausage, egg, and cheese or the Rizza. Yeah, another one of those places that's just like, I don't know what you did, but you just got your sausage right. So,
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And actually, I'm going to shout out just because it's a vegetarian option or a vegan option. Rad Magic Subs, they make their own tofu egg patty with a cheesy, yolky center. What? Oh, yeah, what's that?
nice.
Also, another St. John spot is Picones. Mila M wrote Picones, which was actually shouted out a couple of times. And she specifically recommended the egg, cheese, ketchup, bacon, or sausage or ham on a homemade Kaiser roll with hot sauce. And I don't know if you guys
Love
been to
hot sauce.
Picones, but they make the bread on site in their cart.
Crazy.
And then on another cart, they're doing all of their butchery. So
Crazy.
yeah, it's two carts. One now makes burgers and one makes sandwiches. And like, it's pretty awesome. You should go check them out. They're at the Chill and Fill.
I have another one here from audience member Mike, and they said easily spunky monkey coffee kitchen. Okay, on Harbor Boulevard in Southwest. That's a wild name. I love it. Their smoky barbarian is one of the best I've had in my life. I'm not even close to that part of the city, but I make special trips just to go down there. That's when you know it's real.
Yeah.
Well, one more I wanted to shout out. Jake T and Jesus M both brought up the breakfast slider at Bella's. Jake said Bella's, the breakfast slider hits every time. And of course, paired with their delicious seasonal pastries. The breakfast slider, it has a herb frittata for the egg, provolone, Olympia provisions, salami, and a Calabrian chili mayo on a toasted sesame bun.
That sounds awesome. Bella's has been shouted out a lot, like in our shows where we were talking about bakeries and stuff. I think
Yeah.
it's like in Lentz, right? Like it's kind of out there in Southeast.
I think it's around that area, yeah.
Malia, who works at the Portland Biz Journal and occasionally comes on Friday Roundups.
Oh, Malia.
Yeah, wanted to shout out another pretty popular one that we saw come up over and over again, which is Sunrise Company. It's a cart-off division. Sunrise is basically eggs, sausage, melted cheese, and either jam or aioli on a homemade English muffin. And Colin also really is into the Sunrise sandwich, and he said that he likes the house-made sausage patty. And then they're just truly, it's a can't miss Sammy. Like you just have to go and try whatever they're throwing together. So yeah, I've never heard of Sunrise Co. Have you guys?
No,
never
totally
been.
new spot to me.
Yeah. Just FYI, we got so many responses.
This
we
is an
can't go through
insane
all
list.
of them. We got an insane. We even got people telling me about breakfast burritos, and I was like, honey, that was not the assignment. But it made me wonder, like, maybe we should do a breakfast burrito.
We should do
one,
call-outs, yeah.
Yeah. And then someone even threw out like their favorite breakfast pizza, which I was like, how is that a category?
We gotta draw the line
I
somewhere.
know. I love that Julie's like, we're drawing the line at breakfast pizza. Come on.
There are rules to breakfast.
Well, you guys, thanks so much for hanging out. Thanks to everyone who wrote in and submitted your favorite breakfast sandwich. We had no idea the amount of passion. When this show was pitched, I'll be honest, I was like, does anybody want to hear this?
I saw the vision.
From hearing from everyone, I'm like, damn, people love breakfast sandwiches.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So thanks, guys.
Yeah. Thanks, Claudia.
Thank you.
That's all for today here on CityCast Portland. Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed the show, share it with a friend or rate and leave us a good review. It really helps us out. And don't forget, you can support this show and get some great perks by becoming a CityCast neighbor. Just visit membership.citycast.fm for all the details. We'll be back tomorrow morning with more from around the city. Until then, see you at Slim's.